Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Today's read is going to be about your happily ever after, who and what is part of it, what it'll look like. So anything that comes in, if I get zodiac signs, descriptions, places in the world, how you meet, whatever pops in, I am definitely going to just allow everything to come out. So what I'm going to do really quickly, just clear the energy. Taking a deep breath, get your coffee, relax, and focus on the three cards so you can make your choice. Number 1 is Owl, number 2 is Raven, and number 3 is Bull. And the Owl is about wisdom, it's number 4. Raven is about news, it's number 23. Bull is about sacrifice, and it's number 40. If those numbers have any kind of significance, we'll begin in just a second. I'll also take a deep breath. Looks like Friday. Hooray. Okay. So while you guys are deciding, I wanted to tell you something really funny. My neighbor came over last night and said that a crazy looking rabid fox was chasing Citrine around. It was nighttime and Citrine saw him over by like the garbage cans and ran over and wanted to play, and then realized something wasn't right because the fox was like growling at him. So then he ran across the street to my neighbor and she brought him over. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think I've seen a rabid fox. I know raccoons that look a little dicey are nuts, so I need to see what's going on with animal control later. Okay, so deep breath. We are going to begin with Owl and sort of what that indicates. So the Owl is about wisdom. So this is saying really open your eyes and see what's really there, okay? Look for the whole truth, as you may only be seeing part of a whole right now, but through experience we can gain wisdom and not make the same mistakes again. So instead of jumping the gun and saying, well, what happens, more importantly, is sometimes we keep attracting the same type. And because they are not the forever one, we need to learn why we are doing that. What are the components that are involved in that? Again, there's a lot of subconscious behaviors where we go in and we think, okay, we can change this person. And what happens is a pattern gets established of us giving, fixing, doing all that. We don't want a child. We don't want someone that's underdeveloped. We're not there to mother, father, or fix someone. We're there for a partner. So really recognize how powerful it is right now to write things down as well, because that really helps it magnify. Something happens in our subconscious and our regular mind when we see something written in front of us. So really start to stipulate what you want to come in. Okay, so we're also going to pull your Oracle card from Chronicles. So the Enchanted Emporium. This I feel like is about reading up on esoteric matters, energy, twin flames, soulmates, all of those things. If you can get as much information as possible and you realize why things come into our life, why we manifest them, why certain patterns get established, it's much easier to rectify situations and also situate yourself in a more winning path. Because first of all, we really, really need to pinpoint what it is we want. What do we want in a mate? What do we want in our future? What do we want? Write it down. If you could do something all day, what would that be? If you could earn a living doing one thing that you absolutely love, what do you think your life path purpose is? And get a feel for that. And can you spend a little bit of time each day and starting to put the feelers out, and what's that like? What will you not tolerate or don't want anything near you? And then just recognize what that is. And whenever you see that energy, person, place, or thing around you, dismiss it immediately. Because again, sometimes we get in these patterns where like, oh, look, a train wreck, something that just oozed out of a petri dish. I can fix it. Let me get with that guy. I'm serious. People always in hindsight go, I can't believe I did this again. But we can't help it unless we're hyper aware to that and we're woke, which we have to do through writing, through being super observant and being aware, not just, going out in the world, Let's do this. Also, what happens is if there's any kind of desperation or lack mentality, we tend to make snap decisions to try to bring something to us closely. I'll give you an example. I have several clients that have had the wool pulled over their eyes with people they're meeting online, and all of a sudden these people, oh, can I just borrow $2,000 to come to your country to meet you and marry you? Of course, they phrase it a lot more, ebullient and loving and romantic, but it's basically saying, can you send me money so I can keep it and never see you again? And I'm going to do this to 10 other men or women, deciding, you know what I mean? Really look into that, you guys. If anybody asks you online that you just meet for money, and I have other readers, Gregory Scott was talking about this not too long ago, that he had met this guy that he really liked online, really flattering, so on and so forth. All of a sudden, this guy was asking him for 500 pounds or something like that, like within a week. So, really keep your radar for, if anybody wants money from you and you just met them, that's so suspect. Like, no, back to the petri dish. We're good. There's, right away, that is a red flag beyond a red flag. That is a red sea. So get to the Enchanted Emporium, which means your mind, your research, all of these things. Dig deep and establish how you can go into new patterns, because I feel this group, you're due for someone coming in that is very brilliant, independent, literally filled with dynamic vitality. They're very observant and entertaining, but there's a restlessness to them. I can definitely feel that. So let's see what is going on. Again, I'm going to use the fan out process. I gave these a good, I'm about to sneeze. I can feel it. I just burned sage and I'm like, my snooter's about to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's one thing I do not want to do right over the microphone. So let's see what's going on. Yeah, air. I feel this person. For those of you having soulmates come in, they're definitely an air sign. I feel that, yeah, look how many swords you have, and you have the Hangman. Now, this is interesting. So this is patterns we're breaking now. Some are going to be things you're moving into, and some things are patterns that are going to be broken and dismissed. But we need to be still and observe. Again, like I was saying, if you start writing, if you start studying, if you go into that magic emporium, that is basically your mind or any research you can do on your own psychological behavior. And this is for your own advancement, right? You're enough. You're worthy of really good love. So let's break those patterns where we're just giving. Here, have my money, have a ride, have favor, have my life, basically, right? No more. This is where you're in a beautiful receptive mode and you're sitting back. Now they're coming to you and they are bringing you ideas, motivation, love, security, all of that. It is your time for that. This person I definitely feel like is an air sign, and air signs are really great because they are super brilliant. They love to talk about everything. They love words. They are super, they're just curious about the world, and nothing is greater than enthusiasm and curiosity, right? Because it's a lifelong kind of hunt for what is this and what's going on over there. If you think about science, medicine, all this stuff, you could spend an eternity and not even know a fraction of what's out there. And that's the kind of mind that this person has. But this is also what we have to be careful. This is a signifier that you are going to be able to get yourself out of any jam, okay? But you have to be careful of your emotional state. This is not overthinking. This is not stressing. This is not being over critical of yourself. This is going, I can do anything. Not really trapped, can lift up, pull that out, and walk out of any of these swords at any moment. It's babylicious. It's babylicious. It's basically the labyrinth of our mind that creates all these scenarios that are super complicated. And like I'm always saying, the soul simplifies, gives you one straight line to work in. The ego will give you a million zigzag mazes and confusion because it wants everything so much more, so much better. But the ego doesn't appreciate, the ego isn't overspilling with love and gratitude. Our soul is. So as soon as we do that, the blinder falls off, we go away. We pause for a moment, reflect and go, okay, where do we want to go now? What do I want? Because in your future, let's get an overarching energy. I'm feeling that. Let me get, what do I do with that deck? Yeah, let's do this. Give me one sec. I'm going to pull one more of these. I really like these for energy cards. You have the sea turtle, which I'm really loving because this is about stability. So what I see definitely coming for you in the future is you having being really standing strong in your personal power. Okay, number one, you're realizing your will and your divine will are absolutely one. You're listening to your soul. You've had this pause. You're tired of overthinking everything, overanalyzing, second guessing yourself and your relationships. You're realizing, you know what? I release all my fears and struggles having to do with power and control. I am allowing. If you see a sea turtle, it goes with the flow. It goes with the tides. It's not exhausting itself. It's super mellow, right? And that's going to be you. And you're going to realize that judgments that others say towards anything is always more about them than you. So if anyone's being critical or judgmental of you, that's the whole mirroring effect, where it's their insecurities that they bring all of that. But again, you're easily going to be able to manifest your dreams because you're stopping, pausing, you're identifying what they are and how to work toward them in an easy, mellow flow to create this stability without fighting, without angst, without fear. You're releasing that because, again, handwriting, I keep hearing this. When we write down things with our own handwriting, it has very powerful effect on our subconscious mind. So you're extending your dreams from thought into the physical, and it's creating a stable environment for you because it's like a reference grid for you. Okay, I can do this. I want this, and I'm moving towards it. Okay, say you want to have great health. First, you're starting with, I'm going to cut out some salt and sugar. I'm going to start an exercise plan. You're writing that down. Baby steps. I'm going to start with, walking to the beach and back a half a mile. Check little steps. And like I was saying yesterday, once you start to do something for 30 days, it becomes a habit, really. You can remove all sugar from your coffee. You won't even begin to notice that after 30 days. There's all these little steps you can take, and you're doing that towards stability. Because again, whenever things get a little crazed, you're going to stop and pause and really think, right? Really take control of what's going on in your thought process. So you're going to be cleansing, refreshing. I feel like you're going to be attracting abundance in a really big way. This is really important because you're going to be connecting mindfully. You're going to inhale, exhale with those deep breaths where you're thinking before you act. Those that were expecting, wanting, and manifesting love, you have this lovely air sign with the beautiful attributes of the night, again, which are, high honor, authenticity, a lot of integrity. They're truth telling. These are people that are very honorable. I'm loving that energy rate there. And another thing, you're moving into a phase where you're not going to be tasked with the emotional burden of maintaining the morality of the group. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? If these people want to do this, I'm not going to have internal struggles. People at work, if they're misbehaving, low vibing, you don't feel the need to kind of have to change their perspective anymore because it's an uphill battle. I feel like some of you work with people, you're like, I can't believe they're self-sabotaging or whatever they're doing. But it's like we can just bring ourselves in circles trying to figure out other people's stuff, but we're neglecting our own when we're doing that, right? Sometimes there's just an endless ocean of crap around us and people, and we just have to diffuse our own kind of passion and want to dive in there and fix things, because lots of times that's when we're kind of trying to project or get away from our own issues, and yours is growth and love and finding stability and love coming in and all of that and being proud of who you are, taking ownership that you're trying every day. And that's enough. We have to let ourselves know what we're doing, and trying so hard is enough. Every day it's like I wake up and I realize there is beauty all around us. If we care to observe, the natural world provides us with so much of it, right? And we have to remember that beauty is also highly subjective. I'm like, come on, word. So when we love ourselves and we know ourselves, we look for beauties in situations. And then when we're asking, our questions are answered because we're in a place of calm, we're in a place of stability. We realize we're surrounded in nature, animals, our family, love, how people are. Look for the things that sustain you and lift you, and you're going to have a very happily ever after, because your mind is going to be clear and calm. Your heart is going to be full. You're going to be manifesting and attracting the things you want. You're deserving of them. You are. So just release all the struggle and allow and let it come in, because that's what you have going for you. And I love that energy for you, Group 1. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. My name is Melanie. All the links are down below if you need a private read or you want to go to my Etsy store. I have goodies down there. Everything is down there in the Goddess Provisions box. Press that link and have a peek because it is amazing. All the lotions and potions are heavenly. So I'm loving that for you. Yeah, you're in for a restful, beautiful phase. I feel like you're going to have really peaceful, beautiful, transformational energy where you're just filled with loving kindness. And I love that for you. So gorgeous. So now we're on to Raven, which is news. So I love this because I do feel that when we kind of investigate what we need and what we're wanting, it comes to us, right? When we slow down and we take it easy. And the Raven always says, keep your senses about you. News or a significant announcement is on its way. So also not to believe everything that you hear unless it comes from reputable sources, okay? So gather information and guidance before you make any decisions at work, in family life, in investments, all of that. Because we can stride through other worlds, not just this one, to understand our nature. So it's like meditation, stepping back, going into nature, really getting finite solutions to things. But again, not jumping the gun and going, okay, well, so-and-so said this, so I'm sure it's true. That's not always how, things come about. So we got to be really careful and stay away from any of that, not carry such a heavy load. Know that, we're divinely protected and guided. So let's see what's coming your way. Ooh, so if it's love, I definitely feel that a fire sign could be on its way. Now, this is very pertinent to your journey. You are going to be going on a trip. This may be physical. This may be an emotional awakening. I feel like a lot of people are having ascension flu right now. They are leveling up. I know right now, like right in the middle of my head where my third eye is, sometimes I just get like this pulsating, like, and then it goes away. So a lot of people they're going to the next level and they're realizing, there's a freedom to be had. And I feel like you're starting to feel like that. You're chomping at the bit. You want your freedom. But to be truly free, we got to learn what true independence is, right? We have to trust ourselves. We're not going to listen to other people that have other agendas. That's not a way to make good, clear decisions because everybody kind of wants to put their oar in the water, but they don't know our bandwidth. They don't know what we can handle, what we want, all of that. And people tend to second guess, and we don't need that right now, right? So your true power is definitely going to be in your ability to always know that you have a choice and you're going to make the right one. You're in that boat. You're going there. I feel like you have a lovely fire sign that's waiting for you on the horizon. I feel like this is particular soulmate too. And I feel like if you invest some time socially to be with people, they're going to lift your spirits. I feel like you have a lot of camaraderie and beautiful tribespeople and kindred coming in, which I really love. I feel that, when you realize you're perfectly formed to be who you were born to be, there's a great power in keeping your focus. Where do you want to go? Start writing stuff down. You know what? I'd really like to travel here and learn about this culture for a little bit. I'd really like to read about this and rectify some scenarios psychologically in my life. Why do I create patterns that might be destructive? Why do I do certain things? Why am I on this kind of weird treadmill? When we cut out certain things, keeping up with the Joneses, trying to have more, ego is more. Why are we complicating things when we should be simplifying? Because then we're noticing what's around us. When we don't have clutter, mental or otherwise, we're noticing the beauty of people, places, and things. And we make good choices, right? I feel, too, you're going to be absorbing some new wisdom with all of this. And, the getting and keeping of wisdom takes time. So really be patient with your learning process. Delve deeper because I feel like continual learning is a keystone to growth. And you're really going to be interested in that. You're going to want to know why you feel the way you do, why you respond, all of these things, what triggers you. And you're going to succeed in your efforts, and if you have exams or study going on, I feel like you're going to be doing really well with them because I feel like you're choosing to exercise your learning capabilities, trying new things. Like I noticed I was able to tell clients about books that I had read because when I was reading them like I was going to turn around and explain them to a class a couple minutes later. So you take different kinds of information when you do that. So when you do that when you're studying or trying to learn a subject matter, the important aspects of it stay with you. So you're going to be in a real cool learning cycle right now too. In Passion, you have news coming. Pages is also about news. So I feel like, it is a love message on its way. And I feel like this is going to be 4 months and under for this love message. Things are popping in all over the place the more I look at this. I also feel like you're going to be elevated in your workspace. I feel like some of you are going to begin a beautiful, like little side hustle that becomes very lucrative. There's something that you've had on the back burner and you're like, I'm just going to try this, whether it's an Etsy shop, whether it's a blog, vlog, YouTube, whatever, go for it. Really, this is your season to shine and do really, really well. That's definitely something that's in the stars for you, success. And I feel like you're very helpful and motivational towards others, much more than you know. Like you definitely have a healing light within you. So go with that too and exercise those skill sets. But yeah, you're going on to greener pastures. You want a different kind of shore. You want to be able to align with who you truly are. So it might take a different environment, some new friends, things like that. And you're working towards that really beautifully. So I love that energy for you, group 3. Very beautiful. I'm sorry, group 2. I don't know. I almost said grape. Grape 3, group 2, same diff. I got to go back to my petri dish. I've only had half a cup of coffee and I'm like, where am I? Winter was such a butthead this morning. She was like jumping over, knocking paintings off the wall. Like she was full tilt, nut jobby. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it, group 2. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to press like and subscribe. And all my links are down below. I'm going to hold a contest. I'm just shy of 30,000 subscribers over here. So I'm going to have a contest both here and over on my Instagram if you want to come see me over there. My links are all down below for how to get to everywhere. You press the little gray arrow. I had a lot of people yesterday DM me on Instagram, Melanie, how do I contact you for a private read? And I was like, oh, I don't think people understand that little gray arrow. Bottom of the video, little gray arrow, that's where all the information comes up. So thank you guys, all you viewers and patrons. You guys are the best. I love and adore you. Thank you for your comments. They make my day. So I'm going to keep going. And we are now on Sacrifice and Bull. Yeah, it's weird. You know, sometimes you get up and you have that cup of coffee and you relax, but my morning is really early getting Hagen off to the bus stop, and sometimes I'm just like, what, where am I and what is going on? It's like I don't even know what the friggin' heck is going on sometimes. And I see the kids at the bus stop and it makes me laugh because they look so out of it. Like half of them just put a hood over their head and close their eyes. So anywho, so now we're on the Bull, which is saying, you know, all worthwhile things really mean we have to sacrifice something, right? That time slot has to be void of something else. So the worthwhile person, place, thing, opportunity can come in, right? So something has to go. And oftentimes we fill our plate way too full, and half the time it's not even stuff we want, right? Our stomach, how's it go? Our eyes are always bigger than our stomach when it comes to certain things. Oh, we want this, that, but do we really want it? So things that we don't, let's start to sacrifice that and get rid of it. We can always bring things back in, but what happens is we'll start a lot of hobbies, you know, we'll take in a lot of social obligations, all of that. This is time to kind of clear the decks, because it's really good to trust your tribe right now. Have faith that all is going to be well, because reciprocity and an offering to something bigger is a powerful act. Okay. When you're like, all right, this dream, forget this little minutia. This is nothing. Whether you're setting a manifestation prayer for something that you want to earn annually, a project you want to start, you're going to realize, wow, I really was thinking small. You know what? No, I want my own art gallery. I don't want to work at an art gallery. I want this. It's you know, sacrificing stuff that you realize is no longer important. And you're going to recognize what that is very quickly. And I'm loving that for you. And the reason you're going to be able to do that is you're going to have small victories along the way that build and build and build. Just say you're an artist, musician, whatever. You sell one piece, interest gets generated. Whatever the skill set you have or whatever you're doing, it's going to have a snowball effect and you're going to have a victory. This is also over any coworkers, people, family members that are creating struggles and blockages for you. You're going to come out on top of this very quickly, very swiftly. You're going to work through it and realize, okay, whatever these issues are, they are not mine. I'm removing them. I am not going to sacrifice my time to squabble or anything. And because you're taking this higher road of calmness and healthy detachment, you're going to be really victorious and sail right through this. And also this is having to do with your work life, your projects, lots of victory, lots of smoothness. You know how to operate. Let's get your tarot. Very nice. Yeah, getting rid of all that stuff. You're like, I'm done. Wow, these are really beautiful. Okay, so what we have right now is, yeah, you're on top. I'm going to go left to right. So in terms of judgment, this is also anybody has any pending court cases, you're waiting for some kind of news, whether it's being hired at some place, whether you're going to have custody, whether you're winning money, whatever is going on, you're waiting for a loan. It's going to go in your favor. Now, this death card is really beautiful when it comes to this sacrifice. You know, you're going to get rid of things. You are putting to bed, burying old past habits, subconscious knee-jerk reactions that aren't serving you when it comes to relationships or whatever. You're just, that's it. You're releasing it. You realize these old struggles and burdens that keep coming up in these patterns, you're recognizing them now. So you're like, whoa, this is all I have to do is release them and allow this new beautiful energy, air, and vibrancy to come in. Because again, I feel like those of you waiting for love, you are going to be in this beautiful Queen of Wands moment. Again, I feel like this will probably be a fire sign for you coming in. Now, what this means is you're going to be able to sit back, relax, and be the person for once, because I feel like you're such a giver that's ready to receive. You're going to receive, you know, these lovely accolades, beautiful words of praise. I feel like you're a super hard worker. You really care about people. And every once in a while, it's nice to hear that people appreciate that you're not just spinning your wheels. And this person that's coming into you is really wonderful. You're also going to realize that standing right behind you is a tribe of men or women holding you up when things don't fall into place, right? When things don't go, they're like, man, we are going to help him or her. We're going to help them get to their goal. They're going to be around you and helpful and looking for solutions. So you're not in this alone. I really love this. I feel like you're going to clear all your blocks of disbelief. You're going to focus on your desires. You're going to think and feel and believe it in a huge way. You're going to know the universe has your back, and things are going to start to unfold for you. They're going to land beautifully in your lap because you're putting in the work. You absolutely are. You know, it's like you're going to become this master strategist. I just feel like you just know, you're like, okay, I'm going to blueprint this. This is where I want to go by this amount of time. Boom, boom, boom. Baby steps. You're there. Check. Okay, that's fair. And, you know, it's like, wait a minute, I did this last time and it was kind of a little sabotaging, self-sabotaging. I'm going to release that. I'm going to try this. And you're going to be interpreting things the right way. You're not going to be so sensitive. You know, your future really holds a lot of love and understanding and kindness, where because of that, your enthusiasm is going to stay way up. You're going to have really great impulse control. You're constantly going to be inspired in a really beautiful way. There's going to be like dramatic, funny things happening. And, you know, it's going to seem like a performance to you. And you're going to be like, this is pretty cool, you know, but overall super disciplined and focused. And again, you're going to be able to combine all these gifts. And I feel like life is going to feel like it's entertaining and fun. And you're going to be dropping that restlessness of, you know, when is the joy coming? Because it's here. The love is here. The structure is here. The curiosity, the creativeness, the spiritual, all of those things you've been waiting for is arriving. And you're deserving of it because, you know, it's been a while. I feel like you've just been slogging away. Now you're like, okay, here comes some of the results. And you're super deserving of them. Know that all the time, that you're a beautiful ball of energy and light that is always deserving of help, good things, camaraderie, tribes, people. And because you're realizing this, you now have access to it. And that's super important. So I'm going to quickly, just clear the energy right here, because all of a sudden there was a really nervous element that popped in of, I don't know. It's like, I feel like this group had some anxiety, and it was like all of a sudden I just felt like this heart palpitation. I feel like socially, when you go into new groups or whatever, you get very anxious. That's going to be released too. You're going to be using deep breathing, and it's going to be calming for you. Okay. Like, yeah, like my heart just like skipped a beat. Don't be nervous. Everybody's so self-involved in their own minds. They're not noticing all the minutia and picking you apart and looking at you or analyzing you at all. So be confident in that. So Love and Light Group 3, if that's new and you're new, if you're new, I swear I need coffee. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Melanie. Don't forget to press like and subscribe if you like my videos. And all my linkazoids are down below. Again, it's a little gray arrow at the right. It brings you to everything down there. My Etsy store, my Instagram. Come see me over there. I'm running some contests, doing some fun things over there. And I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you for your comments. Love and light. I'm going to go upload.